Harry Kopyto is a legend in his own lunchtime, and what a lunchtime it is. Marxist, Trotskyist, revolutionary, legal activist. Here's Harry. Oh, Harry. How are you?
Not bad at all. It's nice to see you.
You've lost some weight.
Yes, I have. I'm a happy guy, I guess.
How much weight have you lost?
Probably around 15 pounds.
15 pounds?
I'm only in the middle of it. I'm still going
I don't know if you've reached the middle yet, but no, you're doing very well.
Thank you.
You used to come on my old show, and whenever you came on, you really polarised people. They either loved you, they thought you were very funny, they absolutely hate. How could you put him on? A bit about you. You are a proud Marxist, aren't you?
Yes, I am a proud Marxist. I'm an activist. I shape my entire life around my ideas, and there's nothing more important to me than to take the society and shake it upside down and turn it inside out and make it accountable and responsible to the people who create the wealth of this society, right, and who should share it and control it.
Upside down and inside out. That sounds a bit messy.
You know it. You know,
yeah.
You can't have real change without making a little bit of a mess. That's because the people who sit at the top always resist, and you've got to deal with them.
So you can't make omelettes without breaking a capitalist.
A famous distortion of a famous quote.
Yeah.
But you got the message. And, you know, that's what inspires me about the young people that I met when I went to participate.
Let's talk about the occupation's taking place. Actually, can we see a bit of video or some pictures or something of the occupation? Because they're always such fun, these guys, and you can smell them for miles. So do we have anything like that we can put up? Occupy Toronto.
Go to the library, read. You need to open up your mind.
Oh, look, there we go. More cameras than people. That's generally what happens. Oh, there's our Ezra Levant.
No, we're not.
Okay, good old Ezra. Right, there's a bit of that. Let's move on from that. There's just an idiot with a funny hat. All right, that'll do. Anyway, Rise Up Canada, Rise Up Canada. A lot of tents, a lot of camping. Not many people, more tents than people. And anyway, let's get back to Harry, because Harry was there.
I was there.
You were there, Harry. Do you have a tent yourself?
I don't have a tent to myself,
right,
but I'm thinking of going down and maybe setting one up for the weekend, and I'd like to invite you to join me.
Do you have a tent?
Yes, I own a tent.
Is it a pup tent?
It's small enough to be intimate.
Have you ever been camping before?
Yes, I recall the 1960s and 50s very clearly. You know, that's my last time I went camping.
Because you seem like a man, maybe a man of the table, a trencherman, a man who enjoys life. I mean, that, you know, tent camping life can be a bit challenging.
I like any kind of challenge, including living in the wild.
You like living in the wild?
Yeah, I like...
With the animals?
I like new things, new experiences, and that's why I'm attracted to the Occupy movement.
Right.
The people there, first of all, they're young, and it's happening internationally, and they're idealistic, and they're politically independent, and they're part of that movement that wants to change the world. It's caused by the economic downturn, and they are responding to it. They've identified the enemy.
You've got a thread hanging off on your jacket there.
You know,
but clothes don't matter.
I wear what I can afford. They are open to everybody, whatever they wear, however they look. They're extremely diverse, but they're all united by the same idea.
Harry, are they diverse? Because what I see is overwhelmingly the same person replicated. Not that many times. There aren't many there. They're white. They've gone to, not good, but they've gone to college and university. They have a degree. They come from fairly privileged backgrounds, and they're playing at revolution. You know, as much as I deplored what happened in Tottenham, my hometown, those kids were the real thing. You don't want to mess with them. These kids at St. James Park, they're powder puffs.
It's too early to judge them. They've just come into being. You're looking at the egg, not the chicken. In New York City, same thing. There was only a couple thousand people there. Then one day, 20,000 people showed up at a demonstration. In New York, there was a march.
Well, in Toronto, there were 1,000 on the Saturday. Now there's about 75.
You know, the idea isn't to have masses of people there every single day. That's not possible.
Okay.
But to have a presence, to open up a space for discussion, and it can be a focal point for other people coming in who are...
Okay, Harry...
I saw women there.
Very good.
Yes.
Shut up. You saw women there, did you say?
I saw female persons there.
You saw women there? Why
did you... They're all male, they're all white.
Right.
It's only starting.
No, there are women
too. It could be a spark. Yes, there are women there.
I'm glad you saw women.
Space there.
We interviewed, actually... no, it wasn't. It was two guys. We interviewed them. This is the CBC, I think, who we got this video from, and they got it from an American company, and they sing for us. Can we look at that now, please?
We're a couple of misfits. We're a couple of misfits. What's the matter with misfits? That's where we fit in. We're not copying purely.
He's got a red nose, Harry.
You want to marginalize the movement?
No, they do it for me.
This is where the youth are. You have to start small. Everything important.
The island of misfit toys. Is that where they are?
Well, look what happened in Spain. Look what happened in Greece.
What happened in Spain?
Indignados. That's where the occupation movement comes from.
What happened in Spain?
What happened in Spain?
A great man won the Civil War.
500,000.
Thank God.
500,000 people occupied the square in Madrid, and it didn't start with 500,000. It started with a couple of hundred.
Harry,
just like here.
Harry, in Spain,
yes,
the Conservative Party in Spain is 20 points ahead of the Socialist government. The election is going to come.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
That's the 99% of people, not you freaks out there.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, because the movement there, the movement of being activist, the movement that inspired people to identify with Jack Layton, that movement
in Spain,
the Spaniards. No, I'm talking about here now. I'm talking about here right now.
Oh, okay.
They're disillusioned with the electoral process. They don't vote. You know, the votes
Harry,
don't reflect.
Tell me, joking aside,
yes,
democracy is actually a very lovely thing. It's why people in the Arab Spring have given their lives for it. You can vote in. You can vote in a Marxist government. You can vote in a socialist government.
Yes,
why do they keep voting Tory and Liberal?
Because the people who vote, and the young people are disillusioned. Less than half the people, they don't bother voting. They're activists in the streets because they think democracy means more than voting once every 4 years. That's not democracy. Democracy is where you control your lives, your institutions on a daily basis. That's what the occupation movement is. Democracy is in the streets. Democracy is in the schools, in the workplaces. Not some politicians living with big fat asses with pensions after 6 years.
Calling the kettle black and all that, bubble. But I have to ask you this. Where will you buy your tent?
You know what? I would sleep naked in the cold.
Oh, God forbid! Please, Harry, there are children watching.
Identify with the struggle that these people are engaged in. They're inspiring me.
I know.
They're idealistic.
But it's cold. Where will you buy your tent?
Wherever Canadian Tire.
Canadian Tire, a wonderful capitalist institution, will sell you your tent at a very reasonable price. It'll be high quality and great service. You'll buy it from a kid who's working, quite possibly of immigrant family, for minimum wage. That says it all, doesn't it?
And it's made, and the tent is made by workers who are also underpaid, because you can't create your own society when you're surrounded by a society controlled by high finance that these occupants are fighting. High finance controls everything. They've identified the enemy.
Said.
You can't escape from it except by changing it politically.
Okay.
And a political change.
We're running out of time. Harry, Leon Trotsky, ice pick through his head, 1940, he was killed. Good or bad thing?
You know, the answer to that is too obvious to mention. All I can tell you is they killed the body.
On that bombshell that Harry Kopyto said, it was a good thing that Trotsky had an ice pick through his head. We're out of time. Thank you very much, my friend.